Hello and welcome to this edition of Diaspora Central. I am Gil Ingles, and with me today I have in the building someone who is no stranger to reggae music. This man can definitely make it happen. No stranger to dancehall. No stranger to what we call as our island brothers.
Yes.
Diaspora, stand up! Arsenal is in the building.
Our day.
Yeah, Jamaica!
Yard, man. Straight from yard to abroad. You know what I mean?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. What's happening, brother?
I'm there, Sir G.
Yeah.
There, you know what I mean? We just go and all a good upful vibes, you know?
Yes, sir.
So we are blessed the place, you know what I mean? We give thanks for the welcome, the very warm
Thank you,
welcome,
thank you,
know
thank
what
you.
I
No,
mean?
we give thanks for your presence, man. We appreciate you coming through and seeing us
Yes.
because you know that we're here to hear your story, to
Yeah.
ensure that we share your story, man.
Yes,
Because
I.
after all, if we don't tell the diaspora story, who tell it?
Who are gonna tell it?
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
So it's got to be us telling that story.
Mhm.
And let's start that story, man, back home.
Yes.
Right? Back home when Arsenal was Arsenalito.
Yeah, Arsenalito. I like that. I like that.
Yes,
I
sir.
like that.
Yes, sir.
Well,
Mhm.
from back home, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I grew in a rough community.
Yeah. What city?
It was in Kingston,
Kingston.
and it was Kingston 4 in particular, Almontown, a place they call Almontown.
Okay.
And that place is a very, very highly politically charged place. You know what I mean? Both factions of the PNP party and the Jamaica Labour Right Party, they live in close
so-
proximity. So you
so
know
that-
that's a borderline right there.
So that's where government meets.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yes,
You know what
sir.
I mean? And grassroots politics and all that comes with that.
Indeed.
You know what I mean? In that little area. But the thing about it is that that particular area gave rise to a lot of musicians during that time too, because there was a school called Alpha Boys School for orphan kids.
Right.
You know what I mean? And they would teach those kids music.
Gotcha.
So it made that area rich with a culture.
Culture.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
it gave rise to a lot of the foundation musicians. You know. What I
Got
mean?
you.
Yeah. So
Got you. So at that point in time, were you and when you thinking about music, what exactly were you thinking about? More like just a singer, maybe an instrumentalist. Do you play any instruments? Let's kind of start there. How did that start?
Actually, you know, what I mean, I wasn't. I never thought I would be doing music. You know, my parents, they love music. My
Yeah.
dad, he used to work with Bunny Whaler
Oh,
of the Whalers.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Oh
he,
yeah.
he
Oh yeah.
used to
Oh, yeah.
work.
Legendary.
Yeah.
That's
You
legendary
know what I
right
mean?
there.
Bless,
Big name.
Bless him soul. He just passed away. quite
Oh man,
recently,
may he rest in
this
power.
year, yeah.
Indeed.
But my dad was one of his foreman who was working on his house, because
Okay.
my father was a construction man.
Got you.
And Bunny Whaler used to come through the house all the
Okay,
time, you know what I
okay.
mean? All the time, blessing us up as
Yeah,
little kids. You know what I
right,
mean?
right.
We see this great man. We always
Indeed,
see him on
indeed.
TV, but
And
he's
then
at
you see
our
him in
house
person.
in the ghetto. He's at our house in the ghetto.
Right.
So I'm like, you know, I saw the image
Yeah.
of what a musician
It's supposed
looks
to be.
like, you know what I mean? But I never really had that drive to become one.
Got you.
What I did was mainly poetry, you know, because I poetry was a little escape for me to kind of explain a little of what was happening around me and how I felt about it.
Yeah.
You know, so I started writing out my thoughts, and it came
Gotcha.
out in poetry.
Got you.
You know, and then, you know, I mean, ultimately, you know, after going through school and going through all these things and going through all the experience of ghetto life, you know, I started doing poetry at in university.
Got you.
Yeah, as a spoken word.
Yeah.
You know, and then what happened was that one day I was there. I was in the Marcus Garvey movement as well. you
Okay.
know,
Okay. Okay. Yeah.
on
Return.
campus.
Yeah. Return to Africa.
I was in that, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I started growing my locks,
There you go.
start getting into Rastafari and start, you know, becoming more conscious of what we
Yeah.
can do to effect change
Yeah.
within a area like
As a
this.
community.
Yeah, you
Indeed.
know what I mean?
Community conscious.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
bring up the level of
Right.
consciousness within the
Indeed,
community.
indeed,
Because
yeah.
we see our friends killing our friends
Yes,
over
sir.
politics and all
Yes,
kind
sir.
of things.
Yes,
So
sir.
that's why I went to the spoken word. I never really thought of music
Yeah.
until on campus, as I said. You know, I was reciting one of my poems and
Yeah.
thing as usual, because I was in the movement. Every Tuesday we meet up on campus and we recite our poetry
Yeah.
or whatever that is, you know, spoken word.
Got you.
And then there was this particular guy there who came from the same area that I came from, Almond Town.
Yeah.
But what he does is he plays a dub sound, like a rhythm,
Got you.
to the poetry.
Got you.
And he heard me and he was like, yo, young man, come on the sound, man.
Yeah.
Be a part of us, you know what I mean?
What was that guy's name? Do you
He
still
was
remember?
Ras Rod.
Ras Rod.
Yes.
Shout
of
out.
Dub traffickers.
There you go.
Yes. It's the only dub poetry. It's the only poetry sound in Jamaica at the time. It was,
Right.
and I think there was never a poetry sound ever
Yeah.
after that
Wow.
either.
Wow.
You know what I mean?
Wow.
So
Wow.
he said, yo, let me sign you, man. Let me sign you as one with poet, you know what I mean? And do some work with you and thing.
Right.
You know, and that's what got me interested in doing my poetry on music,
Yeah.
instrumental,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? And we did a couple of that. And then what happened is that further on into the Rastafarian movement, you know,
Yeah.
I had a mentor, a Rastafarian mentor.
Okay.
Is a sister. She's an elder in Jamaica right
Yeah.
now. You know, she
Yeah.
advised.
What is her name?
Her name is Barbara Makeda Hannah Blake.
Okay.
Yeah, and you know, we joined a Rastafarian movement group
Got you.
together that was supposed to help Rastafarians that were incarcerated and cannot defend themselves,
Okay.
or have the means
Got you.
to defend themselves.
Got
So
you.
we organized a group of young college students, you know, and she was our advisor.
Got you.
And that's how, you know, I started liaising with her.
Yeah.
And then I met her son,
Okay.
which I call my brother now, because
Yeah.
she's my mother.
There
She's
you
like
go.
my adopted mother, because she
Right.
was my mentor. And he was making beats on his computer. He was the only one in Jamaica doing that at the time.
Yeah.
You know, using, and because he was advising also.
Right.
He's a genius.
Got
They classify him as a genius because at age 14 he was advising the Minister of Technology on technology in Jamaica.
Oh, that's- yeah.
Yeah.
That's a genius.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
So you
Yeah.
know, what I mean, he was working one day at the house on his beats and stuff,
Yeah.
and I went in the room and
Got you.
it was all over.
That's it. You still
Yes.
remember the young man's name?
Yeah, he is still there with me
Yeah.
up until today.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He got me into music, and I got him into start singing.
Singing.
Yes.
So-
so he's an artist now.
Okay.
He's
Give him
an
a
artist.
shout out. What's his
Big
name?
up to yourself, Makonnen, you know what I mean? Big up energy, big up higher gift, you know what I mean? You know the thing, a foundation, you know what I mean?
Indeed.
Yeah, full circle. So bless up, you know what I mean? Diaspora Central, we are bless you up, you
Yes,
see
sir.
me?
Thank
Yeah,
you.
man.
Indeed. Man, wow.
Yeah.
So so even at home, then your parents, mom and dad, they were just okay. You're just a poet.
Yeah, I used to write poetry for my mom to make her feel a little better.
Right.
You know what I mean? When she come home from work, she see a little poem on,
There you
on the
go.
table.
Yeah.
You know,
You
something
deve-
to
you deve-
uplift her spirit.
Yeah,
you know?
you're developing your Casanova moves.
Yeah.
If-
Well, I heard
if-
that.
if
I
you
heard
got
that
to
too.
got to start at home. You got to
Yes.
start at home. Yeah.
Poetry begin at home.
Indeed. It all starts at home. If you make people at home feel good, trust
Yeah,
you,
man.
you're gonna make
Yeah.
anybody else out there feel, because that energy
Yeah,
just
yeah.
once it gets to you, it lives within you.
True, man.
Yeah,
For real, for
indeed.
real,
Yeah,
for
but
real.
mom's name, mom's and dad's name.
Yeah, big up my mom, Herna.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? I'm a father, Lady. Them
Yeah.
call him top of the line.
There you
You
go.
know what I mean?
That's what I'm
Big up
talking about.
yourself, daddy,
Yes,
anyway
sir.
you're there.
Yes,
You know what
sir.
I mean? I love them, I love them. My
Yeah.
mom now resides in the UK. My
Okay.
dad's still in Jamaica. He's still down in Almontown area too.
Wow.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you don't know, I'm a big him up. I miss Jamaica.
Yeah.
This year I hopefully
You
get to
you make a
go
trip
and,
back home.
yeah man,
Yeah.
go see them, you know,
So,
full
yeah.
due time.
Yeah. Now, one thing, because this is sometimes a bit of a misunderstanding that I think, and I don't want to call it a misunderstanding, but it is somewhat of a misunderstanding. We all know that on that transatlantic traffic,
Yeah.
they were taken from one place,
And
dropped in one place, then brought over across to another place. So, but there's a sense of consciousness that
Yes.
stayed.
Of course.
That today is circling back,
Still, yeah.
and it's circling back to Africa,
Yeah.
right?
Yes.
And empowering Africans
Yes.
to also ensure that they are aware of what it is.
Yes.
So give us a bit of that sense, because I think that the Rastafarian movement and the Marcus Garvey movement in part
Exactly.
were a force within that. So
Yes.
give us a bit of that.
All right, like for I and I,
Mm-hmm.
you know, I mean, my parents, they grew up as a Christian. My mom, she, you know, but at the same time,
Yeah.
they were always mindful of our African heritage because it's so
Gotcha.
rich in their blood.
Yes.
Because my mom is a maroon, and what that is the blood lineage of the slave that were never enslaved in Jamaica.
Okay.
You know, they managed to escape and live freely up in the hill and
Right.
fight
Right.
the oppressors up
the way
until the
through.
time
Right.
where they had to declare them like, yo,
Independent.
listen,
Right.
have that space for yourself,
We leave you alone.
and we leave you alone.
Yeah.
That's the roots and the
Indeed.
heritage that I come from.
Yeah.
That's my blood lineage
Freedom or
as a
death.
Jamaican.
Yeah.
As a Jamaican, you know what I mean, identifying my African ancestry.
Right.
You know what I mean? We were the slaves in Jamaica that were never a slave.
Indeed.
You know, we
that-
came on that shift, but you know, we fought
For-
for that
for-
freedom.
and that's interesting, because a lot of people don't quite understand, because that example of the maroon that you just mentioned is almost like the same example of Toussaint Louverture in Haiti. Right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
Because a lot of people are not aware of
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
They thought that, okay, everybody just kind of like said conditionally, but there were serious resistance.
Exactly.
Indeed.
So,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? With that being said, you know, we grow with a different outlook at ourselves,
Yeah.
you know, and that is why, you know, we partake in a lot of we were exposed to a little bit more of the ritual part of
Right.
our heritage, you know, where we do with chants and with singing and with
Yeah.
stuff like that. We were used to that. And they also have another aspect of Christianity. It kind of mix a little bit more with the African way of worship or
Right.
so. You know, so we were exposed to that because some of my family
Yeah.
were also, they were Christians, but it, in a sense, it was not the typical way of worship as
Right.
we know. You know what I
Right,
mean?
right.
It was more of drummings and this and that,
Right,
and chanting
right.
their psalms and doing stuff like that. So I was
Yeah.
exposed to that kind of
Yeah.
worship and Africanness.
Yeah.
You know, so growing up with that, you know, it resonates with me more of a rootical kind of order, you
Yes.
know, a more natural way of life, a more Africanness. And where I found that was in Rastafari,
Got you.
you know, because that is what the expression comes out as. You know, I tried the church
Yeah.
and I couldn't get the answers.
Right.
And it was just a little way kind of, you know what I mean? It was just
Certain things seem
black
manipulated.
and white.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what I mean? It was just,
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
and some things were just not, it was just left up to somebody telling you, don't question it, man.
There you go. Yeah.
That's
and
it. Don't
that's
question it.
complicated.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So we see
Indeed.
further than that in,
Yes,
in
sir.
our consciousness.
Yes, sir.
So, you know, we took a step forward and
Yeah.
and say, you know what, all right, let's expand the consciousness. And
Indeed.
you know, we start talking to we start exploring different way of worship expression and stuff like that, you know what I mean. We meet the Rasta man,
There you go.
and the Rasta man start giving us some answers.
And with that we're gonna go and take our quick break, and let's go into one of your music videos, because as you know, Arsenal is not just a very conscious man, he's also a man who definitely is shaking the diaspora with his sound. So we'll be right back.
Man, steel box, steam chalice, feel our tights, the king read psalms, bun them in a them palace where them plan the youth stars, walk out all of them too off, then I bust them big laugh, yeah. No guy can come bow, yeah, with them illusion. Solomon neck lineage, no blood transfusion. When you see Mackie be a puff and the Cubans, we set the meditation to new brand. Yeah, build within we self, not pray like Babylon. Family, we say the unity, keep the link strong. Eyes on the price, the formula, no calculate wrong. The most high Jah, the conquering lion in Zion.
Rasta on the streets, I'd like to real talk. Make them know some man are belong with street smart. I jack you with the knowledge, so we're real sharp. Babylon, I try to submit them up for ease up. You know, but Rasta on the streets, I'd like to real talk. Make them know some man are belong with street smart. Now I jack you with the knowledge, so we're real sharp. Babylon, I try to submit them up for ease. Aye, ease off. Well, some of me tell them ease off. Aye. So we ya tell them ease off. Aye.
And we are back. If you have just tuned in, you are now listening or checking out Diaspora Central. And my guest today is Arsenal. Yes, sir. Jamaica is in the building. Come on,
Yeah,
man.
man.
We're not playing around.
Is it?
Diaspora, stand up.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. So before we went into a break, you were talking about the Rastafari movement and on how we help to raise the consciousness of not just you, of many Jamaicans, and actually today it's one of the movements that is also raising the consciousness of many Africans.
Yes.
Because very few of us know, but through colonization, Africa also lost a lot of its consciousness, right? And believe it or not, it's taking people from it's also taking people and knowledge from the diaspora to restore the consciousness that Africa used to have. So it's no surprise that the Rastafarians today are probably some of the most conscious people, even within the continent. Their communities seem to thrive much better in the continent also, right? Now, but let's go into the music, the sound, that portion that grabs you, the sense that once you hit that stage, it became you a college man, meet a young man that does beats in his computer. You automatically realize that, you know what, this is it right here.
Yeah, we got something.
And from that point on, you guys still working together.
Yeah, we still together, tick, same way.
Still making music.
Yes.
When did that become that point in which you said, you know what, without this, I don't even think I can live?
Yeah, well, you know, as I say, it's always been a form of expression for me. You know what make it more fun now?
Yeah.
Is the fact that we are now able to share it on a platform with people.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And now making it a part of the lifestyle where, you know, we use it as a medium to put out whatever we want to put out there. Now we're utilizing this platform to do various things.
Yeah, especially
you know
help the community.
Exactly. So, you know, we do the commercial aspect of music, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But we also try to maintain the consciousness of it and the roots of it, you know. So me and my friend Maki, my brother, Call him my brother. He's my brother.
Indeed.
We've been together from the beginning up until this time. That's my brother.
That's what I call the trenches right there. When you start, that's the trenches.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
You know, so we started this group, New Reggae Generations. We call it Energy.
Gotcha.
New Reggae Generation. You know, and we with my brother Ayagif as well. He's a Nigerian.
Okay.
He's from Nigeria, but his dad is Jamaican.
Indeed.
So he moved back to Jamaica, and we formed a group together, the three of us.
Gotcha.
You know, so we started doing a lot of shows in Jamaica. We also fusion the reggae with the hip hop, because what we have realized is that hip hop is also a Jamaican thing, because it was the guys who came from Jamaica went to New York and started doing it. Cool Herc and those guys.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? They're the founding fathers of hip hop.
Yes, sir.
You know, so it all come back to us. So we embrace hip hop.
Yeah. I'm gonna tell you a story. The first time I saw a hip hop video, I was still back home in Africa, in Angola.
See?
And so when I got to America and I'm seeing these are the Jamaican, I mean, you could not hide the Jamaican roots in hip hop.
Exactly.
It was given. It was like the sound, the feel, the talk, and you're like, you know this is home. That made it home, right?
Exactly.
So reggae to me, hip hop, I should say, in all honesty, hip hop to me, and go-go music. Once I got to Washington D.C., there were things that made it home, because the sound just resembled home, and it made you feel at home. Yeah. So, but you were saying, so hip hop.
We embraced it, and we started a movement in Jamaica that we call it the First Coast Movement, with a couple of our other brothers who were doing hip hop.
Gotcha.
You know what I mean? In Jamaica, underground. You know what I mean? And doing it the way that it was originally with Kool Herc and them guys, because those guys came back to mentor these guys now.
Yeah, the younger generation.
The younger generation in Jamaica doing it. So, you know what I mean? We embraced that, and we start doing the shows, and we start doing it along with our reggae shows and stuff like that, and building our underground base. You know, so that's how the music and then, you know, with doing the music, I also had video top 10, and there I also won couple clashes and stuff like that. You know what I mean? And it build that popularity.
Going indeed.
You know, on the ground. So,
get putting in work.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Put it in work, and you know what I mean, getting, you know, whatever that comes with it. So, you know, we started to get songs on the radio and stuff like that, you know, doing tours as well. We went to Colombia, we went to Amsterdam, we went to UK, and Europe,
So the first time, and let's kind of go that, because that also takes a different level of promotion, right, to get that going, and that's the part that I like to capture here too, because in order to make some of those events happen, and we're just gonna capture the major ones, like the first I want to hear about your first big event, the one that you said, now we arrived, right, in Jamaica, right, back home.
The first,
if you remember the promoter, who was the promoter for that one?
My first big event was crazy.
Yeah.
Because actually DJ Khaled was playing in Jamaica at the time. I think it was a Pepsi Teen Splash.
Gotcha.
That was a big summer event for the youths.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And when I went on stage and I saw the smoke out of the stage, and I was like, I'm there now. I'm like,
this poet about to do something
here. With my friend Face.
Bless.
You know what I mean? Face was another one of my producer at the time. He was with us.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Studio Face, big up yourself. He's in New York now. He was like my hype man, you know what I mean? He was like, what?
Arsenal is on.
When he went on the stage and saw the crowd, he said he wanted to go backstage. But When?
So at that point, Arsenalito became Big Arsenal.
Yes, the artillery. Point of no return
Yes,
now.
sir. Boom.
We could not turn back at this point. You know what I mean? When he called us on stage, you know, and I can't remember exactly who was the promoter for Pepsi Teen Splash.
Yeah,
It was a popular,
but it was
very
Pepsi
popular
Teen.
show,
No,
yeah.
Pepsi Teen Splash. That's good enough because that gives us that
You
understand.
know, exactly.
Now, eventually, you guys do that tour, your first tour. Okay. First of all, it's one thing to say, you know what, I'm gonna be an artist and I'm gonna try this and I'm gonna do this. It's another thing for your manager or your tour manager or the tour crew to come out and say, do you have a passport? And you say, why? Oh, because we
going abroad. Yeah. That was a very, very good moment for us too, you know what I mean?
And first place was where? Was London?
The first place,
First international travel.
I think it was Colombia.
Colombia. Woo.
Yeah, Colombia.
Yeah.
We got invited to it was a rock festival too. We were the only Jamaicans that got invited there. I actually went with another reggae singer, Naphtali.
Okay.
You know what I mean? We both went as a group which we formed at a different point in time.
Yeah. What was the name of the group at that point in time?
Gang of Stars.
Okay.
That's my label.
Got you.
You know, that's
so
my
at that
label.
point you even already setting up a business
Yes,
structure to sustain your career.
Yes.
So this man was not just he was just in college performing. No, he was in college learning stuff because he was putting things in. Good businessman.
Yeah, because what happened was that I had a radio talk show that I would bring all my artists, friends.
Yeah.
You know, because there was just so
Yes,
many
sir.
of us.
Yes,
I
sir.
could afford to bring an artist every week
Wow.
and do an interview, a live interview with them, you know what I mean? And also do a live broadcast.
Got
too.
you. So
I did that from my home, and it really grew traction, you know, because I'm bringing artists that.
So you getting traction as a media mogul. At that point, you already working from home, and the pandemic times weren't even here yet.
Exactly, we were doing it. We were doing it like for real because I had access to all these artists, and from I say, yo, bro, come up at my house.
Yeah.
We're gonna drink and smoke and whatever, and just do an interview.
Do a show,
and you can just give them a performance.
Boom.
People were just watching it. They
Live
just,
right on the spot.
Yes.
Unfiltered.
They were unfiltered. You know what I mean?
That's what I'm
And this
talking
was
about.
another medium where we played all our new songs, played their songs, and people, you know what I mean? It formed a big network for us.
Indeed.
And there was this guy one day just watching it and be like, "Oh, you wanna come to Colombia?"
Yeah. Do you remember this guy's name?
Pablito. That's
Pablito.
Pablo. He
Pablo.
He
So-
actually works with the government over there, the cultural minister
In Colombia.
in Colombia.
Yeah.
And
So you got Pablito looking at Arsenalito becoming Arsenal Artillery.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Pablo,
Huh?
he hit up Naphtali
Yeah.
and be like, "Yo, we want you guys over here, man, because we having every summer we bring a group from somewhere across the world to expose their culture to us.
Gotcha.
So would you guys be available to come to Colombia for the rock festival at the university?"
Yeah.
You're like, hell yeah.
It's like asking. It's almost like asking a lion if he's gonna eat raw meat.
You know what I mean?
Fresh raw meat right here.
Tear it up, man. We were ready. We were ready.
So you guys make it to
Yeah,
Colombia. First
yeah.
experience ever.
First
And
experience ever.
eventually-
And it was 14,000 people.
Woo!
14,000
That's a
people,
big
you know
show.
what I mean?
That's a big show.
14,000 people.
Yeah,
yeah.
you
And-
looking
yeah.
like this.
Yeah,
Yeah.
14,000 people it's in the arena.
They're screaming.
Yeah.
That
And they
noise.
were screaming too. Like for real, for real. I'm like, what?
And
They
then-
scream and it rocked the place, man. Like I'm like, wow.
And then how was that experience in London?
Yeah, well, London now. My friend, well, he's a producer of mine.
Mm-hmm.
He is the one who put it together with one of his friends. One of
Yeah.
his friend was connected with some music groups, I think.
But what was your friend's name?
Mr. Spleen,
Yeah.
Dan
Dan.
Stapleton. Yeah,
Don Stapleton.
yeah, big up Dan, big up Dan.
That's the man. That's the man that made the man
Yeah.
made the man cross the Atlantic all
Yeah,
the way.
man, yeah, man, yeah. Because he always wanted me to, you know what I mean,
Yeah.
come to England and so he was like, yo, I'm gonna put it together. I'm gonna, because
Yeah.
I recorded a couple songs with him, and he was like, yo, man, I have to go bring you over here.
we
man,
got
come
we got
through."
business
Yeah,
potential here.
We got to do some
got-
stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it was they started. Let me see the name of Andy.
Mhm.
Andy was the guy.
Okay.
who
He was
in the
connected to.
street. Yeah.
Yeah.
He know the club people because what he did, he did graphic artist for a company
Got
called
you.
Stuzzy,
Okay.
the T-shirt company, Stuzzy.
Okay.
So he had good connections, club people, artists, everybody. So they put it together.
Yeah.
Got to London. We started hitting the clubs.
Yeah.
Bam, bam, bam. It was like a club tour.
Boom.
Man, it was crazy. It was
But-
crazy.
So that is your first
Yeah.
world tour.
Yeah.
The
yeah,
beginning
Yeah.
of the beginning.
Yeah. Club. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we started hitting the clubs
Mm-hmm.
because he organized several different venues over London.
Yeah. Now,
Southeast London.
And what was your first impression of London? Because remember that this is almost like the Mecca of the English speaking world, right? This is where everybody that is trying to, once you make it to London, you made it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you made it big,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Aside from London, there's only America, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So what was your feeling like when you
All right.
when you made it to
When
London?
let me tell you, they shook me.
Mm-hmm.
They shook me
Yeah.
because when I went to London,
Mm-hmm.
and the first thing they did was brought me to a party, a rave,
Got you.
right?
Yeah.
To meet some guys
Mm-hmm.
who were the top artists in the place.
Wow.
They wanted me to see them
Yeah.
because they're like, yo, you're gonna do a
That-
song with these guys.
Right.
So-
This is your counterparts over here.
Yeah, you gotta do a song with them. So,
they shaking you up.
Yeah, they making me see what's happening
They making
now.
you shook.
So I was there like, okay, you know what I mean? I'm gonna come with my dancehall stuff, whatever.
Yeah.
I saw these guys went on stage.
Right.
And it was on the basement or something. But it was the
Right.
roof was like right here.
Yeah.
Yeah, under some basement. But the music loud.
so that's
going-
why they call it flat, huh?
Yeah, I
Flat.
guess so. I guess that's that. There ain't no jumping that can happen. You only can do your head
Yeah,
like this.
come on, you can bring no RSEENAL, no artillery to.
So, I know.
A cannon can go.
So we
Go on.
went there,
Yeah.
and they're like, "We want you to meet these guys and stuff." So they couldn't talk to me a whole lot. We just,
Gotcha.
yeah, man, wagwan, boom, boom, boom.
Yeah.
And they went on stage. Man, when those guys went on stage, that shit changed my life.
Rocked you.
What? The words that was coming out their mouth like this, like this, like this, like this. I was like, what? Nah. No
happened?
way. They were crazy. They were just spitting lyrics, man.
Major lesson.
They weren't playing.
Big
they
lesson.
weren't playing. They weren't playing. They weren't playing.
So at that
They
point in
weren't
time, you
playing.
knew
I was like, what? I got to go hard if I'm here.
you knew something was up.
Yeah, I know. I definitely got to go hard because these guys will rip you to pieces up here. Because at the time, I'm known for being a lyrical battle artist.
Oh, so
and that was all I'm
so
seeing they doing.
So you the man who used to bag everybody else.
Oh man, yes. that's why I get the title
Right.
The Artillery.
There you go.
RSEENAL Di Artillary.
Right.
I kill everything. You know what I mean?
And now they set you up.
Yeah. So they're like, listen, you are gonna do a song with these guys. And when they went on stage, and those guys, big up to them, they're my good friends
Yeah.
now.
Do you remember their name?
Oh, the OGs.
Yeah.
The OGs.
The OGs.
Yeah.
London.
Yeah. P Money. He is epic.
Yeah.
Blacks is epic.
Yeah.
Little D is epic. Those guys, they are the craziest thing ever, man.
Definitely. We gotta get them on this show, man. We gotta get them to give us a conversation because that's the kind of stuff we gotta document. Yeah.
Man. They epic, man.
Yeah. So they get you shook now. Do you even get on stage to
not
rock
that
with
night,
them?
not that night.
But you definitely felt like
but they were like, yo, we're gonna do a song before you leave. You know what I mean, we definitely gotta link up.
Right.
And I think about a couple of days after that, they arranged the studio time, and we all met at the studio.
Yeah.
And this is the funny thing about it. This is how crazy the people love their music. We did the song, the night, right?
Yeah.
And by the evening, my guy calling me, Dan calling me, yo, listen to your radio, man. Your song is on the radio. The song started playing less than 24 hours after we recorded the song.
But you know that's what quality is all about, right? When you're good, you're good. When you shine, when you're a star, you're gonna shine, no matter what. Check this out. You land.
Yeah.
You haven't even taken off yet.
Nah.
Your record is already spinning.
Nah. Yeah.
Straight out the hot off the press.
Hot off the press, man.
The artillery is delivered.
Hot off the press.
Man.
It was playing less than 24 hours.
Boom.
After we recorded the song in
Done.
the studio, man. He was calling me and be like, yo, go listen here now.
Yeah, but let's take another break and take a look at another video by RSEENAL Di Artillary. He's definitely letting us know why he's the artillery. So let's check out another one of his videos. We'll be right back. This is Diaspora Central.
From me give them the lyrical world load up and repeat them iPod stuck. Volume from book, lyrics not write down. Try pirate me flow till them hear strong boss. Hey, from me tell you no say lyrics precisely the standard we climb right up. Nothing no write down, recite me rhyme enough. And no can't catch it, know them time up. Yeah, so when me ready fi take it till like the chip in a me head. Lyrics me splitting it again, feel left them sick in a them head. The RSEENAL Di Artillary, so what did them no beg no friend from none of them. Cause them a we trace me and them can't test the Lord's anointed. Can't take the king crown when Jah provide it. So them a sham them tongue fi tell the lies with fi tear you down when them see you rising. But persevere upon them. People stand against me but me still no fret. All when me they walk through the valley of death. The teacher call me name Panda Chunde. What did he them? Them want kill off the real revolutionaries. And them now want visit the youth them happy and them merry. But that can say more lives and no more youth a bury. Kareem tell them again. Yeah. So when me ready fi take it till like the chip in a me head. Lyrics me splitting it again. Feel left them sick in a them head. The RSEENAL Di Artillary, so what did them no beg no friend from none of them. Cause them a we chasing me and them can't test the Lord's anointed. Can't take the king crown when Jah provide it. So them a sham them tongue fi tell the lies with fi tear you down when them see you rising. But them fear when me touch it. Got them a look down with it. See what next me I come with.
And we are back. If you have just tuned in, you are now listening to Diaspora Central. And my guest today is RSEENAL Di Artillary. This man is no joke. Yeah, Jamaica is in the building today.
Yeah, man.
Yes, sir.
We're there. We give thanks, Sergi.
Indeed. Now, the business side of you, though, because even though you out there, you're having fun, you also making sure that you got your business structure going on.
Yes.
Did you have any help in getting that going, or it was just you
No,
like step by step
yeah.
figuring it out as you go along?
Yeah.
How did that work?
I just had to get a little bit resourceful
Mm-hmm.
because you know what I mean, we've been since we had the MySpace.
Yeah.
We just always trying to manipulate the technology,
Yeah.
and you know what I mean, I was there with Makone, and he's a technology person, so
Right.
we always try to find a way how to get ahead. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So we did a lot of digital based kind of distribution and digital based kind of stuff. As I say, including our radio show.
Right.
We did that.
Yeah.
You know.
So
what I mean?
at that point, your numbers for and for people, some of our audience may not even know about MySpace. Back in those, this is around the time in which the music industry is starting to change from the traditional sense of distribution into the digital sense of
Yes.
distribution. I think MySpace that came out with the record label afterwards.
I think so.
Yeah, I believe so
Yeah,
too,
I
right?
think
So
so.
they paying attention to the numbers online
Yeah.
and things like that. But go on with your story, sir.
MySpace, Reverb Nation, you know what I mean?
Indeed.
That's how we made a lot of our overseas
Yeah.
link, you know
Got
what I mean? And we utilize that, and we also always try to have something going on in terms of branding, do T-shirts and
Yeah.
do something like that, you know what I mean, in Jamaica.
Gotcha.
You know, to always kind of promote what we doing as a brand, because we always see ourselves as a brand, you know. We
Yeah.
always be somewhat kind of a trendsetter too.
Indeed,
You know
indeed,
what I mean?
indeed.
So
Yeah, come on, you're performing in front of 14,000 people in Colombia, and a whole bunch of other people in London. You done a daggone club too. You got to be somebody.
yeah.
You straight up trend setting. Even it doesn't matter what you say, and you got a radio show at that point.
Yeah, we had a radio show because when I came back from England, you know what I mean, and we started talking about it on the radio show and stuff like that, you know what I mean, and looking forward to more happenings, you know
So-
what I mean.
Yeah. So, at what point does America become the focal point for you?
Well, I managed to. I never had any plans to come to America, really.
Yeah.
It was after my son. I mean,
Yeah.
his mom got pregnant and things.
Okay.
And I wanted to be here.
Got you to
For all that.
Yeah.
And so
family first. Always. Yeah.
So I decided that all right, man, I'll see what America have.
There you go.
In
Yeah.
store.
So
When I came here, I realized it's like discovering a new frontier.
yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. What was the first thing about America that you saw and you were like, okay, yeah, I think I can make it here? What was it?
That's an interesting question.
Yeah.
Musically,
Mm-hmm.
I think when I started doing my actually what happened with me is that I got a little bit frustrated with Houston at one point.
Oh, okay.
Especially with the dancehall scene that
Yeah.
was happening. You know what I mean? It's like they weren't recognizing local talent.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And
Yeah,
I was
ju-
like, you know what? There's something that I definitely have to do to
Yeah.
change that. You know what I mean?
Indeed.
They have to go recognize.
Yeah.
And I'm talking in particularly about the Jamaican community.
Mm-hmm. No, that problem right there that you mentioned is a diaspora problem.
Okay.
But go on with your story, man. I didn't mean to interrupt you.
No,
'cause,
no, that's
Yeah.
an interesting point. But it kind of discouraged me, but it also give me a little motivation
Yeah.
now. It
It
let
lit
me
you
go now and be like, yo, what can I do to
Change that.
the landscape?
Yes, sir.
Because the landscape is more trying to facilitate bringing an artist that they hear on the radio
Yep.
and come here and do his thing and he go back home.
Yeah.
And there is no basis for any local talent to be
To support,
no
right.
uprising or support for
Yeah.
that. So I had started trying to reach out to DJs and give them music and whatever. That didn't work.
Yeah.
So one of my good friend, You know, and my good colleague and very, very close brother right now too.
Give us a name.
Firestar. He was in Dallas.
Gotcha.
Actually, Firestar and Sacrifice, they were the only local act that I saw on Billboard in
Texas.
in Texas.
Yeah.
So I'm like, these guys must be doing something. So he reached out to me because he heard that I was here in Houston.
Yeah.
Because I guess we were in the similar network of people too. So he reached out to me and be like, yo, these people don't even know who they have here, you know. They don't even know, but I know. So hear what?
Right.
I have shows in Dallas. Come down and start doing some shows in Dallas, man, with me.
Yeah.
And when I went down there and the love that I got down in Dallas,
Right.
I'm like, okay, all right, I found home now. All right.
We can do this.
We can do this.
We can do
It's
this.
not so hard.
Yeah.
These people, so he's like, what me I gonna do is them going to love your Dallas
Right.
until them love your Houston.
There you go.
So I found a home in Dallas, and
Yeah.
Dallas is where I have a very, very strong fan base. You know what I mean? Also, I went down to Dallas and did like with the Texas Christian University with Dr. Middleton.
Okay.
He is the head of the religious studies department.
Okay.
He invited us down there, me, Makonnen, and Barbara Hannah.
Yeah.
You know, to give a lecture on Rastafari and the culture of Rastafari and the
Gotcha.
spirituality of Rastafari.
Yeah.
So we were also invited down in Dallas to do that at the Texas Christian University.
Indeed.
To give.
So-
and he invited me after that, you know, to do another show and symposium down there for them to.
So at that point, you're not only becoming just this artist, you are now transitioning into this cultural ambassador.
Yes.
Because
Absolutely.
now you're doing
Absolutely.
workshops on
Yes.
on Rastafari, on culture,
Yes.
actually educating people on a better understanding of the Rastafari
Yes.
Rastafarian movement.
Yes.
And Houston, of course, you get back and now you gotta get certain things going, right? You
Yeah.
gotta start shaking your brothers
Yeah.
around and be like,
Yeah,
come on, what we
yeah,
doing?
yeah,
Who was the first guy that you came to here in Houston and you said, you know what, brother, we gotta do something?
Yeah, well,
Or how did it go?
well, Sacrifice lived in Houston.
In Houston.
Firestar lived in Dallas.
Okay.
So Firestar linked me with Sacrifice now, which is now one of my brother, close
Yeah.
brother too.
Gotcha.
You know, so we know he has his show. I started doing shows with Sacrifice on his
Gotcha.
shows.
Okay.
And, you know what I mean? So
Okay.
people start getting a feel of me.
Indeed.
You know, and then, you know, that inspire even younger artists
To also come out, yeah.
to come out. You know what I mean? My brother Dinachi.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He
Yeah.
came out.
Yeah.
And also I happened to meet Hefby through Sacrifice because
Right.
you know Sacrifice was better known in
the area.
in the area and also in the African community.
Yeah.
You know, because
Okay.
he did a lot of collaborations with
other artists. So he
Yeah.
was the guy.
So
he
that's
was
how I-
basically
yeah.
the piece, the hub.
Yeah,
the
hub.
man making
Yeah,
sure that
yeah,
it's connecting
But it
everybody.
all
right there.
started with Firestar.
There you
know
go.
what I mean,
Yeah. It always takes this one guy who knows the value of
what
someone,
is,
right?
yeah.
To be like, you know what? Hey, listen, you're not checking your resources like you should. You got
exactly
that in the building, and all of a sudden you'll be like, oh, really? Yeah, let me go.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's a good thing.
Yeah.
Man, so Sacrifice, and we gotta get Sacrifice in
Yeah,
the show
man,
at some point because
definitely.
you gotta get his story. We gotta get his
definitely.
story.
He has an
Yeah.
interesting story too
Yeah,
because
yeah.
he has been here long with these
Indeed,
guys. you know
indeed,
what I mean?
yeah. We have had FB, but we gotta get Dinachi, and we also gotta get Sacrifice here. And I mean, hopefully even Firestar if he
Yeah,
ever comes
Firestar
from,
would love
yeah,
to,
if he
yeah,
ever comes
he-
from,
he-
because
he-
we can do it remotely too.
Yeah, he come
Yeah.
in. He should be here next week.
Okay,
Yeah,
yeah,
he gonna be here
let's
next
go ahead
week.
and stay in touch and see
Yeah, man, he
see what
gonna
we
be
can
here
make
next
happen.
week. He
Definitely,
gonna be
because
here.
if we don't do it in person, we can also do it
Yeah,
remotely.
man,
Because
he can-
Diaspora Central is here to document the diaspora and ensure that we know that this stories are being told by the people who are actually making history
Yeah.
and living it.
Yes.
Right? Yeah. So the biggest show that, in your opinion, Houston has done so far.
The biggest show Houston has done so far that I've been a part of, I think it's the Jerk Fest. I think
Fest.
that is the
Yeah.
biggest show. That is the
Yeah.
biggest turnout. That I've seen.
And that's and we going exactly where I want to go, because that's one festival that definitely promotes the Jamaican culture because of Jerk. Now, I gotta give a shout out to Jamaicans and the Caribbeans, really, because they even have a chamber of commerce.
Yes.
Yeah?
I know.
That in itself, it's already a big step, because now you have an institution that liaisons for you
Yes.
throughout the region or the country,
Or the
for that
country,
matter,
yeah.
right? That's definitely a good thing. So the one thing that you think that can probably be done to improve the movement of or the uprise of diaspora artists here in the Gulf region, or maybe in the U.S.
Well,
Not just to speak about the Gulf
and
region.
this is something that I feel strongly about, and I'm happy that you mentioned that question. You know what I mean? These DJs, these so-called DJs that is around, they wish to be the celebrity guys. They wish to be that. They wish to have that popularity as
Right.
the artists,
Right.
but that it doesn't go like that.
No.
We sit and we make this music,
Right.
and we put a lot in our music.
Right.
You know what I mean? And when we come out on stage and we have to, present our music in whatever way it is, that is what bring that feeling to the people.
Indeed.
You know what I mean? It sensationalize
Yeah.
everything.
Yeah.
And you, as a DJ, not saying that you don't have your job to do,
Yes.
but you have to understand your lane.
You got to play your position.
Yes.
Yeah. Play your position.
You're
And-
not the artist.
Indeed. I've always said, and my friends, just for the record, my friends call me Mr. Controversy. Yeah, I'm the guy who can hold his tongue. I say it, brother.
We need somebody
Yeah,
to say
I say
it.
Here's what happens. See, the number of likes on social media and the hype of nothing sometimes directs people the wrong way. People who are sitting on gold mines go ask a clown for glitter so that they can look rich. And I've always said that, you know what, it takes individuals like yourself who actually can sit there and be like, you know what, we're not messing with the glitter.
Yeah.
We gold, and we're gonna stay gold. We're gonna create gold. See, you found no movement here. You decide, you know what? You got a call from a brother right up in Dallas. Hey, let's go. Once you get out there, hey, I'm connecting you to all of a sudden you finding who the gold is in this
Yes,
area. And
yes,
sometimes
yes,
that's that discovery.
yes.
It's almost like going mining,
Yes.
right? You go mining,
Yes.
you don't just get there and everything is gold. No, you
Yeah.
gotta dig some of that dirt out of the way and eventually
exactly,
find the
exactly,
nuggets
exactly.
and get them cleaned up and washed and
Yeah,
then
polish them off
processed.
and-
Yes, sir.
yeah.
Processed so that you can get the value.
Yeah.
And that's the cool thing about it. But I tell you one thing for sure, man. It's a worthwhile battle.
Yes.
Because I will tell you right now, I seen you guys perform one time with FB at the
Yeah,
release
yeah,
of
yeah,
his new brand,
yeah.
Le Grand Plaisir.
Le Grand Plaisir. Yeah, big up FB.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Doing big things.
Big things. Yes, bro.
Doing big things. And I'll tell you, that was the reason why I was like, you know what, I gotta get these brothers on
Yeah,
Diaspora
man.
Central because
Yeah,
there's a story to be told here.
Yes, definitely. There
Like,
is.
there's
There
a
is,
story to be
there
told
is.
here, and those stories you can't fabricate because if we don't tell them ourselves, somebody else is gonna be telling them, and they're gonna be telling them in their own version, right? This is a document that will forever stay here.
Yes,
that
I.
people will always go and say, you know what? No, RSEENAL Di Artillary himself said.
Said, yeah. Yes, I'm glad. Say that. Yeah,
Yes, sir.
for
Yeah.
real.
And, by the way, let's talk about your handles, your social media handles, and your social media identity.
My handle for IG is at RSEENAL, RSEENAL. You know what I mean? aka Don Rasta. Because
Yeah.
since I came to Houston, they call me Don Rasta.
Don Rasta.
Don
Don Rasta, the
Rasta.
artillery.
The artillery, you know what I mean? So, you know, but it's Arsenal,
Yeah.
RSEENAL, wherever you find that, that's me.
Indeed.
You know what I mean? We spell it uniquely that way
There
for
you
you
go.
to be able to find me.
Yes, sir.
So, so on Twitter, it's the same thing. On IG, and you can find me also on Facebook as Arsenal Di Artillary, DI Artillery, ARTILLARY.
Yeah.
My music is everywhere on the media platform. You could just search. You could search in your IG too, in your IG music. If you want to put some music on your story, you could do that.
Yeah.
RSEENAL. Any one of them you like, you can just put in your story and make it run.
Make it happen.
You know what I mean? So,
Indeed.
yeah, and we have music video that came out. We have the music video with FB, myself, and Dinachi.
Yeah. What's the name of that song?
Dollar Bill.
You
Remix.
guys, you
That's
guys
a
performed
remix.
that. Yeah. You guys
Yeah, we
performed that at the
performed that
release.
yeah.
Hot song.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Hot video. Hot song, hot video. You know what I mean? Big up to the FB. You know what I mean, my brother? Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And all the guys that are in the African community and Nigerian community that embrace us.
Right. Yeah. Because that's actually somewhere where I was getting ready to go also. Like when it comes to dancehall music or reggae music here, what other places would you say that, hey, if you're in Houston, you definitely gotta go check this spot out?
Well.
To experience the culture.
To experience the culture, and that is another thing we have lacking other than the dancehall parties.
Yeah.
You know, there isn't much places that is really offering the kind of vibe like that. But you know, if you want to go and have a nice time other than, you know, the Cool Runnings vibes and the dancehall, you could go check out Jamaica too. You know what I mean? They have a nice vibe going on, and on the weekends.
Cool.
You know, and also there is also events going on at the Buzz Center that we do, you know what I mean, on a regular basis too.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Nyam Cash, they be doing their thing
There you go.
during the weekends down in the Buzz Center and different events.
Yeah.
You know, so those places be happening too.
Okay.
if you
Okay.
really want
So definitely there's work to be done, but good
there's
work is
definitely
being
work
done.
to be done. You know what I
Indeed.
mean? We always be having parties, pop-up parties all over the place. So that won't ever stop.
There you go.
But a dedicated place where we can, you know, get a vibe. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We need to develop that.
No,
we need
that's
to
it. That's
develop
great. That's
a
great.
music center or somewhere that we you know, it's our community base right
Yeah.
here.
No, definitely great. Arsenal, we appreciate you coming through and spending these few minutes with us, brother. But you gotta make me a promise though that you're gonna be back.
Definitely,
Right?
definitely
Yes, sir.
will be back.
Because you have
Definitely
a lot of history, brother, that we
Definitely will
would
back.
like to cover.
Yeah,
And-
man.
Yeah.
Definitely.
And to all of you, our listeners and our televiewers, we appreciate you sharing these few minutes with us. And remember that we will be back next week with another artist or another figure that definitely represents the diaspora culture. And as always, remember, Diaspora Central is here to showcase diaspora culture and talent. Until next time, if we don't do it, who will? Peace.
Watch it star. Them ya send it in a dub plate, killing this sound. Boy, if you test them full metal jacket, you tell Babylon don't try. Earth of life, keep me mind inclined unto the most high. Only positive energy that resonate around I. Youths them open up their mind and start it from them third eye. And I through them illusion like the eagle bird's eye. When me steam the OG, the TATP so high. And the CDB support and cleanse me temper, pure my mind. Purify to be divine, the steamers do me so fine. Here let give me the vaporizer, make I blaze it more time. Man, herbalist in the next dimension more time. The ganja free the youths them from the lower level confines. Keep me fit when me sip. Cancer cell them dead from it. The cannabinoid receptors activated by the cannabis. Peter Tosh no left in pipe. That's why me heard me stuck in this. In the concrete jungle revolution start from ganja split. Cannabis.
Kind of you have today, my brethren. What kind of bird you have today, my brethren? Yeah, I and I
Can't stop the profit. I used to grow it in the closet. Now we hang it till it's cured. Then we put it on the market, chop it up and spark it. And then